Good morning and welcome back to another video. My name is Taylor and this is my page Herbalistic Mindsets, where I hope to inspire you in your journey with herbalism and gardening. And be sure to subscribe if you're interested in following along on mine. Fall is finally here now, and the gardening season is coming to an end. Don't get me wrong, there's still plenty to do and harvest from the garden, but as it's coming to an end, I can't help but think about what next year will bring. I thought that I had big plans for this year's garden, but I am so excited to have a fresh start next spring. I really wanted to grow any seed that I could get my hand on this year. I planted so many seeds in the spring, and then once August came, I planted even more. I learned so much this year about what not to do and what to do in the garden, and I can't wait for next year to use my knowledge to plant an even better garden. This year I grew 4 different flowers in my garden. I grew sunflowers, which are long gone, marigolds, zinnias, and cosmos. I would have to say I used to think zinnias were my favorite, but I cannot get enough of marigolds. Not only am I eating them and putting them in my teas, but they're such a beautiful flower to arrange and smell. One daily habit that has been a lot easier since having a garden is eating fresh greens and herbs and veggies every day. It's so much fun and it's so satisfying to just step outside and grab a few things from the garden that I want to throw in the meals that I'm preparing. My garden is still really small, so I don't have huge harvests, but I'm pretty proud of what I've grown, and I'm hoping next year I can be a little more strategic with my space so that I can have a lot more to eat. I would really love to know, do you guys have a garden? Let me know in the comments if you do and what size your garden is. My garden is kind of tiny. I mean, it may be more than what some people have, and I don't want that to discourage anybody. If you have an area outside where the sun shines, you can garden. So don't let that stop you. If you came here for gardening inspiration, I promise you can still do it. I would love to have acres of land where I could just grow and grow and grow all these crops, but that's just not realistic for me right now. I live in Southern California and property is very expensive out here. I definitely cannot afford to have a big plot of land here. I think one day I may move, but as of now, it's not really looking that way. So I'm making do with what I have. I'm making the best situation out of what I can do. And I'm so excited you're here. And hopefully following along on my journey can inspire you to work on yours. This is such a simple dish that I'm making. I just made a 4th cup of quinoa and chopped up a bunch of veggies, tossed it into the pot, stirred it around with a little bit of sauce, and this is such a good lunch. I would have added protein, but honestly I was just too hungry to cook some protein, so I just went for it. Actually, I usually love to add hummus to dishes like this because the creaminess really just meshes well together with that crunch from the quinoa and the veggies. So I recently made myself a small little apothecary corner. I had so many herbs, they were crowding the kitchen so much, so I decided to get this little shelf, make it super cozy, and have all my herbs in it. Today I need to organize some of the herbs and date some of them. I haven't been the best about dating all of my herbs. Luckily, I really started buying herbs a lot about a year ago. So I know that if anything's not dated, it's probably time to toss it into the compost. Herbs usually have a shelf life from 1 to about, you can maybe stretch it to 2, maybe 3 years, but to play it safe, I like to just say a year for everything. Here I'm jarring up some very aromatic black rose tea. I'm saving that for a very special occasion. Another thing that has been a lot easier for me since having a garden is consuming tea daily. Not only can I just step outside and grab a few fresh herbs to steep, I also feel so much more of a connection to the plants. Having some tea is a really good time to practice gratitude. I really am mind blown when I think about how many plants God has given us to help us with ailments and discomforts, to ease our anxieties or our troubles. It really is such a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.